Have you ever heard somebody say, well, sometimes I'm in the flesh and sometimes I'm in the spirit. I try to be in the spirit, but a lot of times I fall back in the flesh. No, you don't. You are not in the flesh. You're in the spirit, always. You don't always think according to the spirit. You don't always set your mind according to the spirit. You don't always walk according to the spirit, but you're always in the spirit. That's your location. That's like real estate. That matters. Location, location, location. You're always in the spirit. There's two ways to walk, but you've got one location. And that is exactly where the conflict arises, right? When you start walking in a way that contradicts who you're in. You start acting in a way that contradicts your location. In other words, you start acting like a person that you're not. For example, I live in Texas. I abide in Texas. I'm a Texas resident. I'm a resident of this state. But what if I were to talk like I'm from Boston? I put on a little Boston accent, maybe Connecticut, I park the car. See, I can talk like that, maybe for a few seconds, a few minutes at most, but it doesn't make me a resident of Connecticut, a resident of Boston. And so you see that I can talk in a way that contradicts my location. I can walk in a way that contradicts who I really am and where I really live. And so it is spiritually. You can live in Christ and yet talk or walk in a way that contradicts who you live in. And that's what he's saying here. Let me read the passage again. He says, however, you are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit, if indeed the Spirit of God dwells in you. So that's every Christian. Every Christian is a person who has the Spirit of God in them. And if the Spirit of God dwells in you, then you are not in the flesh, you've got a new location. You, my friend, have moved to Texas. And everything's big in Texas, right? But seriously, you've moved out of Adam into Christ. You've moved out of the flesh into the Spirit. Now you're in this new location, and you've got a new way to walk and a new way to talk. And it's according to the Spirit whom you're in. This is your citizenship. You've got new residency, and it matters. Two ways to walk, but one permanent location.